Oh. Right, we still have some time. Any questions about this or anything? Peace, war, whatever. Yeah.
I have one question about Dharma. The decisions you make in your life can create Dharma.
Mm-hmm.
You feel so now, you create Dharma.
Mm.
Does it become more difficult than peace?
Well, yes and no. Yes, in the sense that that's why a sadhu becomes a sadhu. A sadhu doesn't want to have children. A sadhu normally, sadhu will be celibate, will not have a partner, will not have children, will not have a job, will not have any property, will not have any of these things, because all those things produce dharma, duty, and he wants to have maximum time for sadhana and for working on his inner peace. So in a general way you are right. But I also say no, because if desires are there, and not just imaginations of mind, but strong desires of the soul, to have children, to have a partner, to have a house, to go to Africa, and you are completely blocking yourself from all these things, then also that will not bring peace. Because then you will be in your cave, you will be in your hut, trying to meditate, and you will think of Africa, or you will think of the ladies, or you will think of having children or something. So, both answers are there, and you have to feel in yourself. No? But sure, people often take up certain responsibilities without being very aware of them. So that, we should. And especially when making children, of course. This is one of the biggest commitments that one can make. No? But I am absolutely not, agreeing with people who say, oh, I don't want to have children because then I am no longer free to develop my own spiritual self. That I don't believe in. As I said, because those people mostly, they are still very much involved with me. I need spiritual development. The moment you say that, you have a problem. So, it's a double answer. No? You have to be a little careful and conscious about things. Like in many things, no? Like maybe one day you'll feel, oh, I'd like to make some local organization for the local environment or something and take care of some piece of nice nature. Very good. But okay, once you've done it, you probably be a little stuck there also. No? So I have to see, can I do it? Do I have the time? No? Can I organize it in a way that I can do it without really, becoming dependent on it, or without people becoming dependent on me? So not so easy sometimes. This story I've been telling many times also, but many people maybe also don't know. The idea of being a sadhu for life is recent. And when I say recent, it's only like 1600 years old. Before that, it did not exist, this idea in Hindu culture. You could be a sadhu in the sense of living a very simple life, not having a lot of property and all these things. No? But there was no renunciation for the whole life. Renunciation was maybe there for a month or a year or 10 years or something, but always with the idea then of coming back into life and leading a normal life with what you have learned, with the connection to the inner peace that you have developed. But not to step out of life for the rest of your life. This is something which the Buddhists actually introduced, and then at some point the Hindus thought, well, okay, maybe this strange time called Kali Yuga needs it, and so we also install it. But before that it was not there. You look at all the old scriptures, all the famous rishis, the famous teachers. When you look in the stories, they had husbands or wives, they had children, they had a job. They had a farm or they had something, you know. They were not living outside of life. That only came much later. And this is still for most people the best way to try to do it in life. But you do have to make certain choices. You do have to say no to certain things that society here is trying to force on you or trying to get you into. You have to choose. Kama, Artha, Dhamma, Moksha. You may remember these four basic desires. Kama is pleasure. Artha is wealth. Dharma is righteousness or balance, you can say, harmony. And then moksha is enlightenment, or peace. So these four are there. There is nothing moral with anything there, even desiring wealth or fun or, is all good in traditional Hindu view. Only you have to choose between them. What percentage you want fun, and what percentage you want to spend on wealth, and what percentage you want to spend on righteousness, and what percentage you want to spend on inner peace. This is your own decision, this is your own choice. But if you want inner peace, as I said, you have to make some time for it. You have to do some work for it, and that means you have to drop some other things. Right? You can either come to yoga class or go to a movie. You're free. Yeah? But you have to make that choice. No? So, okay, one evening you go to a movie, and then another evening you go to a yoga class. Very good, you kind of mix it up. But most people still are too much involved with yoga on a need basis. Oh, now I need some peace. And then they just do something, feel a little bit better, and then they go back to life as they used to. And that will never work. I mean, yeah, it works, it's fun, sure, no? But then they get back again to that point where they are very unhappy, and then again they want more. Yeah. But after going through that for a few times, you get a little wiser and you say, okay, from now on I'll do at least this. Yeah. That's where you start sadhana. I explained that in last class, I think. Yeah. Sadhana is where you make a little deal with yourself. I'll do at least this. I'll do one mala of Gayatri mantra every day. I'll do 15 minutes of meditation every day. I'll do 10 minutes of pranayama every day. Whatever it is, whatever you decide. But you start with a very small thing. I don't mind. It can be very small, because if you can keep it up, it'll grow. It'll grow. Because you get the benefit from it, and you want more. No? So that's just a little thing to do, and best in the early morning. Best at the start of the day, so that it creates a pattern for the day. That's the main thing. That's actually how easy it is. And I understand, my boy now, he's 16 years old, he's taking good care of himself. But I still remember the time when he was 3 years old and taking a lot of my time. No? And work was taking a lot of my time, and a lot of things were taking a lot of my time. So I still remember that. But still there is always half an hour. You just take it. You just put it there. You just say, wait. My son knew that very well from very young age. When I was sitting on my yoga mat, he had to wait. And okay, if the house is on fire, it's different. But other things have to wait. I need that. You need to be able to, demand that for yourself, so that you can serve them, so that you really can do this. You need to. And very often in the early morning, when I would sit, he would come and lie on my lap, because he would still want some attention, and he was not getting any attention because I was there with my eyes closed. So the least he could do was lie here and then still feel close to me. Okay, I could still do the mantra, no problem. So, yeah, whether it's a child or a partner or anything, it has to wait.
Yeah. Question about the meditation. when you do meditation, you can easily close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You can go on the mantra. It's less easy, but it's
Okay.
you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But to do not listen, this is not easy.
Mm.
You're living in an apartment and you always hearing noises from everywhere.
Yeah.
So my question there is it better to put on some light music to hear the music and don't hear the other stuff, or listen to a CD that says the mantra, or just close your ears with some.
Mm. If you're trying to meditate, then listening to a CD is not a good idea, because that's outside. To meditate means to go inside. And it's really about concentration. If you are concentrated on the mantra inside, you don't hear. You know, there's so many things you don't hear, and still the sound is there. Like, let's say you are talking to somebody, and some other people are also talking there, and even though purely from the sound level, the volume, you can really understand what they are saying, but since you are talking to somebody else, you're not hearing. So it's all about attention. In yoga, in Ashtanga yoga, we have this phase called Pratyahara, where you withdraw your senses. Now we can use certain help there, certain aids there, but the main thing is to withdraw your attention from the sensory objects by putting your attention inside, on the mantra or whatever. But if it's too difficult, then the thing to do is to block the senses. Not to put on some music, but to put a plug in your ear. That you can do. I've actually benefited from a period in my life where I created a room which was completely dark, like with the shutters completely down, where I would put something in my ear, cotton ball, no? Not these, how you call it, synthetic things, earplugs, no, just cotton ball. And the incense is used also for making the smell uniform, and you don't take a very strong incense, just a mild, just to make the smell uniform. And the sense of touch, you cannot change so much, but if you're in a room, then there's no wind, so okay, that's okay. So with that you cover it. You cover it. That's also why sadhus, they go in a cave, because it's very dark and very quiet and same temperature always and all these things. So that's quite accepted technique. But listening to meditation CD is not meditation. It is what they call Pratyahara. Pratyahara has different phases, and as I said, the main thing is to withdraw the energy from the senses, to just stop listening. You're still hearing, your ears are still hearing, but you are no longer listening. That's the essence. But before that, you can purify also the senses. For example, with meditation music or these things, singing bowls or whatever, so making uniform sound so that this kind of quiets down the sense of hearing, so it's more easy to shut it down. So in preparation, yes, these things are good. But if you really want to do the mantra, no. But you can plug your ears. But after a while, you just have this concentration, and it does not matter. You can play with yourself these things. So whatever is there, if there's a lot of sound there and you can't shut it out, okay, make this the exercise. That's, I also explained, when you do meditation, you have to give mind enough to focus on. If your mantra in a very simple way is not enough, add something to it. Add some more tonality to it in your mind, or look at the characters, or control your breath in relationship to the mantra, or whatever game you're playing. So the game can also just simply be, I'm really focusing on the mantra, I'm not hearing my son playing rap music in the background. That still happens. So yes, that's part of the game then, part of your focus, and you can do that. But okay, if you really want to do a deep meditation practice, not just sit for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, but you want to do it for hours and you really want to go, then you can try to find the best possible environment. That is not bad. And plug your ears if necessary. Okay, it's done. You can't think of anything that's disturbing your peace, for which you don't see any solution. Everybody is thinking.
There are many things that always try to disturb you or distract you.
Yeah.
But like you said, you can only start with little things, and not without any major expectations or goals. It's very changing.
You mean in your meditation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Expectation kills your meditation. Too. Yeah. You cannot expect, you can only do. And the result, if you want to evaluate the result, it's only after the meditation that you can actually evaluate it. During the meditation, it's not even a use to ask yourself, is it going well or not, or I'm feeling this, or I'm not yet seeing any lights, or, that's...
During the meditation, it's no problem. Afterwards, it's coming back.
The most difficult things, anyhow, are our relationships. No? And as you say, these are relationships of the soul. No? They are very, very deep. So if there is some trouble, some anger, some craziness, some disturbance, that is the most hard, sure. And it may take time. And definitely, if that is there, then some practice is needed. And something more than 1 hour a day is needed. And some more acceptance also is needed. But very difficult, yes, because you are connected. No? Because you feel this pain of the other person, or even of your own, when the other person may be also behaving wrongly towards you, and this is so hard to let go. No? What we were just doing here, okay, let go, but as you say, then you come out of it and then it is there again. No? So that requires more...
expectations you have towards the other one.
Yeah.
It's true, you can't change it.
No. That is work on the soul. And I actually said something about it on my paper, and when I came to it, I thought, let it go. And this was about the subconscious mind. Because not being able to let go something like that, still feeling some kind of expectation. All these things, they are in the subconscious mind, they are deep in the soul. And they require time and life on one side, and maybe a little tantra on the other side. And that's why I let it go, because I thought if I start about that, I'll just go on about that. Because those things are mysterious. The subconscious mind is mysterious. Why do you keep on expecting something from somebody, even though you know after 100 times of trying that you cannot expect it, and still you cannot stop yourself from expecting? This is mysterious. This is something like a blockage, you could say, an attachment in your subconscious mind, and you kind of can't touch it. And this is a mystery, and how to solve it is also a mystery. But it's a field where I'm more myself also learning through this tantric healer in Nepal, where I see he can do that, but I can't explain it, so I can't teach it also. I can see him doing that with ritual, with mantra, with very special mantra. I can see him change something. It doesn't always work also. So even for him there's an element of mystery and an element of, okay, maybe this way it will work, and if that doesn't work, maybe then another way it will work. So it's really very difficult to work with the subconscious mind, because it's beyond our consciousness. But definitely some things can be there. But yes, I have seen him doing things, and I've been doing things like under his guidance, which are solving these kind of subconscious problems. Like some people with extreme fears around certain things, where they themselves say, I don't understand why I'm so afraid of it, because rationally there's no reason for it, and still I am so afraid of it. And that through some ritual, some mantra, this could change. This was a miraculous. Or people with eating disorders I have had, which were cured just by mantra, just by one half-hour ritual. While for 6-7 years they had this problem. So there is some element there which is more difficult to explain. In March I'm actually going there again 2 weeks to learn more. It's not easy. But that is, as I said, either life or sadhana, deep meditation, can also remove these things. Or tantra. Deep meditation can remove these things because they are dissolved in, as they say, the light of the self. And then a person maybe who always was shy, his whole life was like walking around like this, always thinking, other people don't like him or something. And then through deep meditation, suddenly this is gone. So this is also kind of magic, and that's the best way if you can do it.
Again, mantra meditation.
Yes, but not just any mantra. No?
Yes.
Sometimes specific mantra is needed. And this is part of what I'm now learning there. There's all these different kinds of, sometimes very complicated, long mantras. I can't explain it, how it works. I have some idea, but I can't explain it. But this is also there. So, whenever you feel that inside of you there is something you cannot let go, don't be upset with yourself. There are some things beyond your control. There are some things which require time, or maybe meeting some kind of special help, some special healing or some special treatment or whatever, that makes it go. That was actually what I especially wanted to say. That, there are some things also you have to accept in yourself that are not peaceful for you, that you cannot just accept. I've been saying it a lot here, you just accept, which is okay. But some things you cannot accept. Okay, accept that, at least. And accept the suffering that comes along with it. Because if you cannot accept this, then you will suffer. So accept that this is your karma. Your karma is completely related to these subconscious things, to these subconscious blockages. So accept that this is somehow coming from the past. Some connection is there. I don't know, if you can't stop expecting from this other person to, help you or wash the dishes for a while, then there's some reason there. There is some reason.
Whatever. I don't know what.
That's like they say. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you grow. And if it kills you, even it makes you grow. So it all makes you grow. It all makes you develop. It all makes you learn. Sure. And in that way, every problem is a gift. And in that way also every gift is a problem. That's part of this equanimity I was talking about. When you see that in your life, like I can also look back in my life and see the problems that were there and what I had gained from it. Then you start looking different at the problems that are there today or that are coming tomorrow. Then you know, okay, it will probably not be so much fun, but I'll learn and grow.
Yeah, I believe there is a karma. The oldest one gets it.
Yeah, there is. I mean, I've explained this before when we talk about reincarnation, that people stick together. Yes, so your family is not just your family of this life. There is some interaction in other lives also. Same with your friend or your partner or things like that. So there is some kind of lineage, some kind of root from which you are coming. And through that there is also karma. So, okay, if you feel in this life, within your family, you have a lot of weight on your shoulders, let's say, then maybe, yes, this is your duty now. While another time, maybe it was somebody else's duty. So this all comes in balance anyhow. Karma is all about balancing. So, yes, whatever is there now is compensated before and after and always. But still, I always say that if you feel that your family is blocking you from growth, blocking you, stopping you from being what you want, then you also have to be able to take a distance.
There are a lot of problems that I find myself a problem.
Yeah. And a part of it, a part in the positive way that you want to contribute. Yes, and that you are. Family really is important. But if you feel it's blocking, then you should be able to also take a distance. Because if you're back with your mother and father, for example, then again you are a child. And then it's difficult to change. They will not see you as you have become. They will see you as they know you from before. So if you want to change, then it's good to take a distance so that you can change. And maybe then if you go back, they will see this change, or they will not see it. It doesn't matter. You will have changed. Yeah, maybe they don't. But you have changed. That's the main thing. If you are, let's say, 20 or 25, you have a certain identity and you know this is ego, you know you need to work on that, you know you need to let go. But if other people are always saying, yes, but you are like that, and you are like that, and you have always been like that, and you will be like that forever, then how can you change? So then you really need to step out amongst some new people who don't know you, who have no fixed idea about you, and then you can try to be this other person that you want to be. Because they will let you. So that's good about taking a trip somewhere or living in a different city or country or something. That you can really make that change. But you will always come back somehow also to your family. That link is not so easy to forget. People nowadays, they may think, oh, it's just like a coincidence that I am the son or daughter of this father and mother. This is not a coincidence. This is a choice. And if you feel the pain, okay, pain is not a problem. Pain is this sadness I was talking about, this suffering, this understanding that we all are in the same boat. Yeah, well, you're free to have expectations, but you're not required, because of your love, to have expectations. This is actually a wrong idea that's very often there. Like even with children. Like people feel, if I love my child, I have to have expectations towards my child. Wrong idea. Completely wrong idea. You can stimulate your child. You can make him like maybe dream or you can promote all these things, but to expect it, it's only going to cause problems. So that is not your duty. Expectation is not a duty of love. Supporting is a duty of love. Whatever they want to do, you help them to do it. if you feel that's your dharma, because sometimes you also need to do them themselves. But if you feel it's your dharma to help them, then help them in what they want to do, but don't expect them to do this or that. Maybe you can give a concrete example of one of these expectations you're talking about. Well, nobody wants to hurt.
I'm not sure. I believe also in you.
Oh, people hurt on purpose. No? That I'm not naive. I know it very well. But it is not because they want. It's because they can't stop themselves. Because there's something in them, like you said, some evil, some blackness, some thing in their subconscious mind, which is compulsively making them react in this way. But this is not what she wants. This is really not what she wants. She just can't stop herself. Like a drug addict, if a drug addict has been a drug addict for some time, he's been on heroin for a year, he really doesn't want to take heroin anymore. All of them, I worked with them, all of them, they don't want it, but they can't stop themselves. It's the same thing. Somehow she can't stop herself from hurting you or from not being nice or whatever it is. So this is a problem of her. So you can feel sad for her that she has this, and you can even feel sad for the both of you.
Yes,
no?
that one has
For you
been
together.
aggressive one day in her life.
Sorry?
She has taken a lot of things from many people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And even now she feels very, very comfortable.
Oh,
in
yes.
this situation.
Yes. And would you want to be in her shoes?
No.
No. Huh? Because you know she is actually unhappy. She's thinking she's feeling comfortable with it. She's thinking like that. She's behaving like that. But you know deep inside that she is not feeling like that.
I don't know. She's not going that deep. She's...
No, but it is...
That's an animal.
Yeah, I accept when you say she's not going that deep, in the sense she is not conscious about it, but she is as deep as anybody else. No? There's no difference.
With your cells, your memory is not only in your head, but also in every part of your body. And for me, I cried like a little baby for many months, let's say. But somewhere, it went an enormous relief. And then the last years, like that, I could look at the situation. It was even always that bad, but it didn't bring me down.
Yeah, and I mean...
So it is possible.
Whatever it is, no? In your case, or any other case, these people either have not enough understanding, or they don't have enough control, or both, usually both. No? That's why they are doing like this. It's not because they are evil. No? You can say there is some evil influence, but in themselves, they are like everybody else. I am like 100,000% sure of that. Then you have to also believe that, not just because it will make it easier for you to accept it. You will see it is their problem. That also then comes to you, but it is their problem that comes to you. It is not them that are like creating a problem for you. The problem is in them, and that spills out like towards everybody, including you. So then your response to that can be one of, okay, no, I accept that you have this problem because you're my mother. If you wouldn't be my mother, I would never, come back here again. No? But I accept, because you're my mother, you have this problem. I will protect myself from it also, no? If needed. I will not do whatever you like. No? I will be firm and clear, make boundaries and all these things, no? Live my own life the way I want. But I accept it, that you have this problem. That's love. No? If you love somebody, that's the first thing you do. You accept that he also has problems. If you love somebody and you only love him because you think he has no problems, because you think he is perfect, that's not love. Right? If you really love somebody, you love it unconditionally, including all the problems. No? So that you can try to love your mother unconditionally or your father. No? Protect yourself. See that they are the ones with the problem. See that actually they are the children. No? They are like a child. They are
They bring their influence on you, and that's.
Oh yeah, and for that you need protection. But your best protection is in your own inner peace, and not in expectation, because that's where we were starting this conversation. No?
Yes.
If you continue to have a certain expectation, then you are yourself adding to the problem. Then you are yourself feeding the problem. If you can drop that, if you can say, okay, I accept. You can maybe in the case of your mother say, I accept that probably in this life you will not change. Right? Like in your case with your father, we were talking about it before.
I accepted that. That's
No? You accept that probably this is not going to change. They are so much stuck in this kind of behavior that there has to be a miracle, and if not, then they won't change. I accept. And I love you as my mother for that. But okay, within certain limits, of course, no? That you have to do. I protect myself. Whatever they try to push towards you, you don't have any obligation to go along with it. The moment you have expectation, you also have obligation. But the moment you don't have any expectation, and then there is also no obligation for you to play with it anyway, in any way. So to this kind of people especially, always be very clear and straightforward about what you want, what you don't want, what is possible, what is not possible. That's very important. With family, very important, no? To do that. But let them be. No? Let them be as they are. It is not the task of the daughter to change the mother, or the husband to change the wife, or the other way around. This is a different kind of relationship. No? If you are in a marriage and you think you can be a teacher to your partner, you're going to change your partner so that he becomes like you want him to be. It's a recipe for disaster. In such a partnership you have to be equals. No? With your mother also, this is the only thing you can get. No? First you are the child, okay, then you are not equal. No? Then you have to listen to the mother, but then you become an adult, then you can become like equals. Neither one being dominant over the other. But the moment you have expectations towards the other, then you are trying to force it, dominate, you create imbalance yourself, and she's going to behave even more badly. The moment you can meet all that just with peace and clarity, but peace, not expecting, not complaining, it may change a little. Don't expect it.